I guess the recording started right now, so let's get this going.
Good afternoon.
What's up? Welcome to the first episode of the unnamed podcast, tentative name Law of Traction. I don't know what the name's going to be at this point. We're just kind of coming up with ideas. My name's Brian, fourth year computer engineering student, San Jose State University. You know, I like cars, so I started a podcast. Yeah. Here with my buddy
that's
Daniel.
very descriptive.
I don't know what the hell words.
What's up? Daniel. Okay. Daniel, 21, single. Right now working on my car.
Certified BMW genius.
No, I never did a certification training.
Okay.
So I'm not technically a certified genius.
Uncertified, certified genius. All around great guy, family man, cook. Did I mention you single?
Yes.
Yeah. Mentioned again.
Oh, sorry. No, sorry. No, okay.
Daniel is currently outside working on his car. He's in between his two cars right now. Daniel, why don't you go ahead and tell him about your cars? You freeze on me? Oh, you froze on me. Wow, you're back.
200. Sorry. It just hit. Sorry. I guess I'm going to turn off this laptop. So you're not eating too much data. You're good?
All right, you should be good, yeah. All right, so Go ahead. So tell them about your cars, Daniel, because you're right out there.
Yeah. Right next to me is a 2001 Ford Expedition with just hit 220,000 miles yesterday. Never really had a problem with it. Rock solid. Did my driver's test in this car. Took it on multiple road trips to LA, to Canada, to many different states. This is my pride and joy. And then on this side of me, I have a broken 3 Series. Makes sense, the BMW. There was I should probably log into my account. Right now, I'm on tech support with Pro Tuning Freaks to fix it because there was a software update for the iDrive system. And in doing so, it factory formatted everything. And now the tune in the car didn't handshake. And now I'm having a problem trying to get it connected. So I actually have a tune because right now it is stuck in limbo mode and it has drivetrain malfunction and will not start.
Nice. Little BMW.
But when it did run, it was a really nice car to drive. I did some minor stuff to it. It has a K&N drop-in air filter, customeuropeanplate.com custom European plate on the front, running some Alibaba Express front splitter that fell off on the highway. I also have a nice eBay wing on the rear that I wrap but will get painted very soon. I'm also running KW V3 coilovers, and I forgot what brand spacers they are, but some good spacers that was recommended by Tom Nguyen of Speed Image.
Damn. You know, maybe I should have gone first, considering you have 2 cars and your build list is longer, and what you've done with your cars has been a lot longer. Talk about how long you have. No. Let's finish up with you before we go to me. So you've had your Expedition for what, 4 years now?
Since I started driving in 2015.
Nice. And then obviously it's the 2019 model year, right, for the BMW?
Yes.
Nice.
2019 cool. G20 330.
Nice. As for me, I have any pictures of it? I got these little custom coasters made. This right here is my 2003 JCE10 Gen 1 Lexus IS 300. It's got the sport design package, and it's colored in Thundercloud Metallic, which is like this weird brownish silver color that I can never seem to decide what it is.
It looks like gold. It's like a very light gold, I think.
Yeah, it's like a typical Asian
or
spec.
Beige.
Yeah, it's like an ugly beige. It's got like a dove interior on the inside. It's a pretty good daily driver. As far as a little bit about the car, 215 horsepower stock, about like 200 pound-feet of torque. It's got a 2JZ GE, which is like actually it's nothing like the GTE motor out of the Supra. As far as mods I got to it, right now I got a K&N cold air intake, as well as a Spec D exhaust in the back. The car's been pretty much stock for now because honestly, that when I got the car, I had a few issues, so I had to get those taken care of. But for that car, it's mostly just been maintenance and a couple other mods and just like aesthetic things. As far as taking that car, I have taken that car. Honestly, it's been my daily. I haven't really taken any road trips with it yet. I think like I've done just like small things around the Bay Area. I like to take it out on the weekends, but aside from that, not too much going on. It's my first car. I got it about a week after I turned 18 because I drive to school every day. So there's that. What else I got to do with it? It's literally a project car, honestly. Kind of, sometimes I think maybe I should have bought a new car, but I admire what it is for how it works, and love driving it every day.
I would not recommend a new car because A, depreciation, but B, it's more computers than car right now.
Yeah, I see that.
And
you got stuff plugged in everywhere. Jeez.
And because my laptop didn't want to work, so I actually brought the desktop out.
That is the most this is Daniel. If you guys don't know him, he's the king of jerry rigging.
So this is the broken car.
Yeah.
This is a car that works. Never had a problem with it.
I've had
even when I tried starting it in.
You cut out again. This is going to be a shitty recording. There you are. You keep cutting out, by the way.
Yeah, because I'm far away from the Wi-Fi.
Honestly, I feel like you should really try this again, but like when you're inside.
You know what? Yes, but no.
I mean, we can just I'll see how it turns out after, and if I really don't like it, then we can just re-record it.
Yeah, we can redo it again. Right now we're just walking and talking.
Exactly. I mean, but yeah, I mean, you've obviously got some nice little aesthetic parts on your 3. You've done some work on the inside and outside of the Expedition.
Yes, I have.
So yeah, I mean, I guess we can kind of now that we kind of got our cars out of the way. I mean, let's talk about why we started this podcast and how we met.
Okay. So Brian and I met probably
4 years ago.
4 years ago now?
2016, man. That's crazy. 4 years.
Wow. 4 years ago, I have a pole in front of my face. Not that kind of pole.
Are you going to tell them that story about how
Oh, for some reason, I don't know why, I didn't really like this car at the time. It was just a car. So I met this guy, didn't know his name, and we had a mutual friend.
We had a few mutual friends.
Really just one.
Oh, yeah. Joe doesn't really count.
Actually, I forgot about him.
Shout out Joe, man.
Yeah. Hope you're all good. Hope you're doing good. Yes. 1 second. Yep. So, really, Camille, kind of shout out to Camille. Kind of got us to say hi to each other once, and we were doing something for ASB when we were in high school. And
yeah, we were leadership kids.
We were moving trash around, and being lazy teenagers we used this truck, threw everything in the back, and this guy was like, "Can I drive it?" Me not really caring, I was like, "Sure." Got in the car, started it up with the foot on the accelerator pedal, so it just started and went straight to red line.
It didn't go to red line. It did not go to red line.
I don't have a red line, so it just went all the way.
It went to maybe 3 at most. I know you have to go. I only go to like 5 or 6, but it only went to 3. I know for a fact. So I looked at it.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I was in the passenger seat,
and you're like, "Oh,
I was like, okay," and I was like, "Uh-oh, is he gonna crash it?" And then you got in a drive. You were driving a little bit. I have a plug right there. I didn't know. Never mind.
Actually, you forgot out one key thing. I didn't know how to release your parking brake.
I don't remember that because I was still pissed off about the starting it out cold. But now I do it anyways. I'm just like, start it, red light it, blah, blah, blah.
My bad. But I do remember because on the car I learned to drive in was a 2010 Toyota Sienna, a minivan. And for that one, the parking brake is just an easy, push on, push off. You had
Yeah.
the little lever, and
Yes.
then you have to push it in to engage it.
Yes.
So I was like kicking. I was like, what the hell? Like I was like, what the hell? Why is it not going? I think he told me, oh, you got to pull a lever. And this is all before we really knew each other. And then I
Yeah.
think I remember over time, we kind of got to working together. You were obviously the lead for tech and a lot of other things like that. And then we just kind of got to working on that. And I think I definitely remember the one day that really solidified our friendship was it must have been, I forgot which game it was. It was we were doing something for a football game.
Yeah, it was
Homecoming,
it really,
or was it Blakeout? One of the two.
I don't remember, but I do know I didn't know you liked cars, but Joe, shout out again,
Yeah.
Joe, told you that I had this entire Excel spreadsheet about dream cars that I wanted to drive or see or do something with. That list is dramatically shortened.
Mm-hmm. And also had 0 BMWs on it, if I remember correctly.
I didn't really care about BMWs, and
now you own one.
No, that was the first car I ever bought.
No.
And so then we did something. Yeah, I remember it was I want to say it was a homecoming game.
It was a homecoming game, yeah. I think we were just kind of spending time. We were just kind of with each other the whole time, just talking.
Yes.
And then, yeah.
We were getting. Did we go back and get shirts? No, we went back and got tables from my house.
We got a table from your house. Yeah, that's when we took the roundabout at 35, 40 miles an hour or something.
We did a roundabout, and I know how to handle this thing. And the passenger in the back seat was screaming for life.
Was that me?
That was fun.
Was that Joe? Oh, okay.
You were in the front seat laughing.
I could have died there. But...
Is it working?
Oh, it is?
Sorry. I don't know. It says OBD connected. That's
nice.
Good. That's nice. Promising. Maybe he didn't do it himself. I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
But yeah, I mean, back to that, and then I think at that point it was kind of we were inseparable. We we obviously had a lot of time working together, planning events, doing different things.
In ASB, we were in the same committee, so we were both the technology focused people.
Mostly because we weren't good at anything else.
Yeah, that's
I can't
true.
paint or draw or do anything creative.
Yeah,
so
I am least artistic, and I know how to work a computer. And thankfully, someone, I forgot who it was, found this weird piece of plastic in the storage room that we had. And I was like, well, what's this thing? Is this DJ stuff? And Brian
I found that.
Out.
I found that.
You found it? Okay.
I remember
and you're whoa, we could use this.
No, because
and I was like,
okay. The thing, is that it was there, and I was like, why do we have a mix track here? And then and then it kind of hit me. I'm like, we have a mix track here. It was one of the Newmark Mix Track Pros, one of the most basic DJ Pros you can get. And then that took our events to another level, because then we could play live music. We didn't have to worry about anything, and everything was going through Serato at that point. So then that was another really fun thing that we did, and we had a lot of good times just playing with that thing and chilling.
Yeah,
because a lot of our work in ASB wasn't really, it was fun, so it wouldn't feel like work. Plus, everyone else had deadlines. Our deadline was literally show up to the event, put on some speakers, play some music, run mics, and then disassemble it. And we were good. Right? And we got graded for it, and we got to get out of class early sometimes, which was great.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, I guess, we can kind of shorten the ASB talk per se, but that's kind of what we did. Spent a lot of time with each other. We'll always hang out, at your house after school and just chill. We had a lot of good times back in high school. I remember, we would just be chilling after school, watching other clubs work and, helping them out with stuff. And then I remember, obviously, we were both into cars, and we kind of got talking more about cars, just play Forza together. And then I think at one point, I was coming, obviously he was in his junior year, I was in my senior year. So we were coming to the point hey, I got to start looking at cars I want to get, because, I was going to be going to school nearby next year. I need a car. So then one day, it was must have been, it was really late in the year. We decided to go down to a local auto mall Parkway. If you guys don't know, we're based in the Bay Area, Fremont. So we're down there at Ottawa Parkway, and we're just like kind of looking around for cars, looking to see what the dealer lots have. And these are all mostly new car dealerships, so everything's a
Yeah.
little bit more expensive. Everything's a little bit nicer.
And it's a dealership, so you have that extra dealer fees marked up from then just normal private and wholesale prices.
All that, yeah, exactly. So, and this is obviously before we knew about any of that, right? We were just two kids walking through a dealership lot. At the time, I was really big into Subies, because I was thinking maybe I could like swing a WRX or a BRZ or something. But, and honestly, I probably could have afforded it, obviously with the help of my parents. I didn't have any money at the time. But if I, I was just kind of looking around, like seeing like, what price of used cars were like, like old, like if I could just find like a Beatrice Toyota or something like that. And kept looking around. They're like, hey, why don't we just walk over to BMW? Because Daniel knew I was a huge BMW guy.
Yes.
This is like one of the few things that like, I think I remember from like for forever, I was always a BMW guy. Daniel was always the Ford guy. So, it would always be like a constant like German versus American thing. And, I was like, dude, like you can't be, a BMW. And he's like, dude, Ford power to death.
Yeah, Ford power. I love Ford. It's still the best car because it's the only one of mine that works.
Yeah, you can say that for now. But I mean, but yeah, like, so we were just on that. And then, we're at BMW Fremont. I guess we can say the name of the dealership.
Well, I wanted to take you to BMW Fremont because I knew you like BMWs.
Yeah.
And I remember they were under construction and there was no upfront parking. And so I kind of like went around back and I found a parking spot. So I threw my red Expedition there. Tiny parking spot. We were looking and they had some used cars and I was like, these are expensive. I didn't know what your budget was. I think it was like maybe 8,000, but their cheapest.
It was like maybe, I think my budget at max was like 12, but obviously we're trying to go as low as I can because I don't want to deal with high insurance.
Yeah, and I think their car was the cheapest was like maybe 14, 18.
And it was like they had some like buckets.
It was probably like a Nissan or
exactly. It was nice. A trade-in bucket. It was nothing special.
Yeah,
but I mean it was. And then I forgot which one of us said it. I don't know if it was you or if it was me, but I think it might have been me. I was like, dude, imagine if we got to work here one day.
I know. I was thinking about that too. I was like, that'd be kind of cool, like to work there. And then it was going into summer. I think I was going into senior year, and I wanted to get a job. So I was looking, and we just had an open up CarMax like near us. So I was like, hey, how about I try out CarMax? I was Ford. I was like, I'll apply to Ford. And then I was looking at Fry's Electronics because I like computers, I like electronics, like technology. Still, that's my passion. And then I got applications to those places. Didn't really do anything with them. I was kind of sitting on my hands for a little bit. And then my grandfather was like, hey, I was talking to our shop foreman at BMW and they're talking they needed a porter or help. And I was like, sure, I guess I could try BMW out. Didn't really care about them. I was like, it's a car. I don't know anything about them. So I went there and I had this really informal interview with just outside my father's car. He took me there in the morning with Kevin and Noel.
Super really? Informal. I didn't know you had an interview with Noel like that.
It was a super informal. It was just like, hi, you're interested? Yeah, sure. Okay. Here's this number to the service director. Call him up and apply for an interview. And I was like, okay. So I went home. I think I called up. I think he emailed me a link. I applied online. And I was afraid. I hated talking on the phone. I hated phone calls.
Yeah.
So almost a month went by and I didn't want to call him back, and I did, and I was left a voicemail, and then he called me.
It took you a month, man?
It was a month. And then the last one he was like, I'm sorry, I guess this is not working out. If you're not interested in it, then just we'll split ways right now. I was like, no, I am interested. He was like, okay.
Was director or manager? I forgot.
Director at the time.
So TV.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so then eventually it went through. I came in for the interview. It was in the old building. I spoke with the cashier. I don't remember who it was. I feel so bad. did the interview, went to the drug test, and then I started, I want to say a week later, July 24th, 2017.
17. Yeah, it was after I graduated.
Yep. I want to say it was a Tuesday.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. So I walked in, and I remember someone was like, hi, here to help. There's some tall guy, and he was like, hi, you here, has anyone helped you out yet? I was like, no, today's my first day. I'm working here. And he was like, oh, perfect. And they're like,
Nice.
oh, hi. And everyone was like being all friendly, like, hi, how are you? Like, oh, go talk to the director. So I went, saw the director. He had this like back office.
So wait, did they know what you look like at this point or no?
Well, obviously the people there saw me. And it was right, the day I started was probably a week after they opened the brand new service or the sales center. So
Right.
service just, they just flopped the building because, so service is here, sales is here.
Right. So
Sales is under
moved over.
construction, and then the day I started was like a week after they did the switch.
Oh, okay.
So now they started tearing this one down, and this one is open now.
Okay.
And so I
Yeah,
saw
I
the
briefly
director,
remember that. Yeah.
got my uniform, put it on, and started doing what I was doing. Didn't know what I was doing. The loaner car manager at the time was kind of like our boss-ish in a way, since we didn't have a manager at the time. Showed me what to do, move cars forward, but I couldn't at the time. I did my computers training stuff like that. So I went to one of the sales counters. I remember I was on the computer and I looked over and there's this really nice blue car next to me. I was like, whoa, that's so cool. Like kind of like sleek design. I really liked it. And it was a 640.
Was it that customer 640? The really angry one with the
No. This was a brand new car. Brand new.
Okay,
It was in the showroom.
Okay, never mind.
It was 640. I was like, oh, I like how that one looks. Like, that's cool. And I was doing my training stuff like that. Then later on around lunchtime, I had to go, they sent me down to the business office because I had to show my social security card to like make sure I am who I am. So I'm clear to drive the cars because at the time I wasn't allowed to drive cars. Got back, started driving cars. Like, well, this is cool. Like, I think I drove a BMW once, and that was like a month before. It was like one of my family friends. It was a 535 M Sport.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, that's cool. And then started working there, and then about a week later, Danny started working there. Shout out to Danny. And then maybe
was Miguel already there?
Oh, no, Miguel was later.
Okay.
So then a week went by, and then the porter that was there, she was fired for some reason. I don't remember what it was. I want to say it was something like at our previous job. It's a big long thing.
Yeah.
And then we had two porters that were hired back to back, so they started a day apart. The first one, hopefully a future contendant of this podcast, Marwin, because he's run out being lazy. He started working there, and then the day after, Miguel started working there. Okay. And it was a funny story I told Danny probably a year later. Me, being the shy person I am, didn't like talking to people. Still always don't 100%. And we Danny and I made this like very unprofessional, like, you train him, I'll train the next guy. I was like, okay. So Danny trained Marwin, and the next day Miguel came, and he's a softie. I love Miguel. You're awesome. But first I saw him, I was like, he scared me. No.
Yo, he scared me too. He was a big dude, like he had a scholarship for football.
He's not big, but he's like a big, like, you look
he's
at
built.
him.
He's big. No, he's not. Yes. When I say big, I mean he's big.
He's not chunky.
Yeah, he's not chunky.
He's not Marwin.
He's buff, bro.
Yes.
Like that fool scared me when I first saw him too, bro.
I was like, I don't want to. I'm okay. You can train him too. He's like, what? I'm like, he scares me.
Yeah.
So
man, that's funny.
A week or two went by, and then we hired the last person, Diego. Hopefully we'll have you on eventually one time. Anyone, if you want to come on, I'm sure, hit us up. We'll try to schedule this out.
Talk about cars, just hit us up.
Or anything. Whatever.
Yeah, it's just official to get this.
Yeah. And then we're working. it was fun. Then Kevin became our manager. We got really close. We met all the advisors. It was all fun. Like, I had a great time. And then I told you, I was like, why don't you come work here? You like BMWs. Like, I kind of like them now too.
Yeah, I was I mean, like I was a fan of BMWs. Like I loved them, but when I heard he was working, I was like, damn, you get to do a bunch of really cool shit.
Yeah.
So then I actually tried to get a job there, but at the time, it was my freshman year of college. So
Yep.
I couldn't really change my schedule much to accommodate working at a dealership because dealership hours are very specific.
Yeah.
So, in the end, it didn't work out the first time I tried, but, that was okay. And I think like a couple of the times, like, I think like maybe like, I think one other time, like after the service center officially opened up, we tried to go back and see if we could, get me another spot, but my schedule wouldn't work out again.
Yep.
And then another time I actually got called in for an interview, and I remember like I was like super excited because this is after management changed, and I guess we can mention him, Luis. Luis brought me in for an interview. We literally just sat in there and talked for like 45 minutes, and it was just like a really great conversation. I really liked talking to him. He really liked talking to me, but again, it was just scheduling.
Mm.
So I didn't end up getting the job with BMW, but Luis did tell me, he's like, look, if I can find you a spot, I would definitely love to have you working with us. Mm-hmm. And and actually, funny enough, I remember when I told when I told you I didn't get the job, and that I would be like next in line. You said, let's hope this next guy fails his drug test. And knowing the next guy, he probably should have failed his drug test. Shout out to Emmanuel, man.
No, I want to say it was someone else.
No, it was definitely Emmanuel because Emmanuel started right around April-ish, and that's when I had my my interview. Because Emmanuel could do full time; he wasn't going to school or nothing.
Yeah,
that's why.
That's
when he got it.
I thought it was.
There was no one else.
No, I thought Lillian was trying to get a job there. Shout out to Lillian, and I thought it was Emmanuel that didn't get it, but it might have been someone else that didn't get it. No, it might have been like the other wave reporters.
No, because Emmanuel definitely got the job.
Yeah. And Emmanuel, hopefully you're getting on soon without your chicken coop.
This man's building a chicken coop right now, and that's the funniest part. Like,
just the laziest person in the world who doesn't know how to time manage.
Hey,
I'm talking
man.
to you.
Hey man, chill. We can shade him. We can shade him when he's on the podcast.
No, because now he can't fight back.
You're right. Here's the thing though, is that I think a couple months later, and at the time, in between me not getting a job at BMW, when I got a job at Target, I ended up staying on there for about like 9 months. And that was really cool, like working at Target. It was like my first real like clock in, clock out job. I used to do papers when I was 13, but like that's about it. Sidebar. But yeah, so then I was working at Target, and then I get a call, not from Luis, but from a different guy for directly for AutoNation, because we're an AutoNation dealership. And they're like, hey, we need a porter. I'm like, really? And it turns out it's a very similar job to the one that Daniel was doing, just I was mostly doing on-lot work. I wasn't going off the lot at all. So then I put my 2 weeks into Target, signed up, started working at BMW.
I remember the first car I saw you in was an X3. It was a black X3. Came around the corner. I just came from school.
Yeah, I remember I was kind of nervous. You're the only person I kind of knew there, right? So I was like, I was just kind of doing my job because I used to come in earlier than you. And then I see you, and I'm like, okay, Daniel's here. And then you just dipped because you had work to do, and you knew what to do. I was just trying to figure out what I was trying to do. And then, I think that was really fun. I started working there in June, but I ended up leaving later that year because my boss wouldn't let me go on vacation and stay on with the team. So I said, screw it, and I ended up having to leave that.
Oh, Lord. You want your lunch?
Sure.
You want me to go around?
Yeah.
Eat it?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, shout out to Daniel's mom. But yeah, I mean, what else? Like I think that was when I started to meet everybody.
Yes, and then we met everyone, all the advisors at the time. We just had so much fun.
We had so much fun, dude. That was one of my.
I loved work. It was just so much fun. We had just like every day, come to work, just do
shoot shit with everybody, bro. Everyone was so much fun there. That was back when we had like all the really good advisors. I mean, like working with some might have been difficult at times, but for the most part, they're all great people to work with.
Yeah, everyone can be hard at times sometimes, but
we all are.
like I'm just like, I just think back to like we send Snapchat memories back and forth with each other. I'm just like,
We have so many.
oh,
man.
it's so much fun.
So many. I mean, this is back when we had Anthony working there, Kier, Chris, Nick, Johnny. I mean, Steve counts too. John's still
Steve.
There. Yeah, Steve definitely.
It was just.
Actually, I started around the same time as Lakeisha. Is Lakeisha still there? I know she moved.
Yep, Lakeisha's still there.
Okay. Yeah, dude, we had a lot of people that we worked with, and it was a lot of fun. And we even had like new people that came by. And and we just made like we just, like among us porters, we were all really cool with each other.
Yeah. We actually had a pretty good amount. We had
a good amount in like July, August, but then after that, I think it started to drop off a little bit.
Yep. Then it hasn't really picked up since, sadly.
Really? I know you guys have like
we get a couple and then they leave and then it's like a constant like waves, but they keep dying down and
I feel
we I don't know what it is, but it hasn't been the same like it was back when last year. No, it was probably like 2018 was the year.
That was because July 2018 was like the best year or the best month that the dealership had.
Yeah.
In a long time because that was when the recall came and that's when everyone was doing things.
Yes, with the recall event.
Bro, we had a full
100 cars in a day. Oh, Albert. Forgot about Albert. Shout out Albert.
Albert's funny, man.
Oh.
Albert was so hard to work with sometimes, but he was so funny.
Yes, but
Giordano too. Giordano's cool, but at times can be difficult. Depends on him.
Everyone can,
Everyone. So I don't put it past anybody because at the end of the day, when 6 o'clock hits, everyone's cool to talk to. Everyone's super nice. Like all the time. Like
no one held grudges. It was just like, okay, we're done. What are we doing? See you all tomorrow. Have fun. Drive safe.
Exactly. And like everyone there was super nice. I remember like Nick. I didn't know anybody, but you always told me Nick's like a super cool dude. And like I was, Nick doesn't look intimidating, but I was intimidated by everybody at the time because I'm just, but then
you just see Nick with his facial expressions like, hey,
Nick is the funniest guy ever, man. Dude just got his phone out, Snapchat and everything from food to cars. Like it was great, man. Just just kind of sitting down and like getting to work with all these people. And I was excited to come to work every single day. I actually built my semester schedule around me being able to work as much as I can because I love being there. Like it was just fun, like I get off school around 12, get to the dealership by 12:30 and work till 6. It was just so much fun. Our cars were always clean because we had constant access to car washes.
Mine still are too.
Yeah,
I can do this back of my hand and no dust, no nothing.
Right now. So I'm lucky it's clean.
Yeah. Floor step, no dirt, no nothing. Like this thing is smooth. This one just right now dusty because I haven't been able to drive it to wash it because it won't start.
But yeah, man. I mean, we had a lot of great memories, just kind of like in our first job.
Yeah.
I mean, that's still your first. That's still like the first place you worked, and obviously, you moved around a little bit. You became a porter for a bit, came back to a porter. Now you're a genius.
Then I was a product genius, and now I'm. I want to say the official title is inventory management assistant.
Oh, so you're not actually a genius right now?
We don't. Our dealership really doesn't have geniuses.
What happened to Dan Light and Doug? Is Doug sales now?
No one was brought back really after COVID.
Oh shit! Honestly, I don't know. I mean,
really lean right now.
I can imagine.
We have a total of 3 porters in the entire dealership.
I mean, that makes sense. You guys have Emmanuel. You guys have.
We have 2 in service, 1 in sales.
Who's the second one in service? Do I know him or not?
No.
Okay. Well, either way, yeah. I mean, because obviously, like COVID. Like when you go back and think about it, like we were all they were like literally like 10 guys in that damn service drive at once on like Fridays. We had a lot of people working.
Yeah.
And then we had like people like RJ, Eric, Brickster too. We had a lot of people. Is your dad recording us?
I don't know.
Sorry, just like, what the hell are they doing? But yeah, I mean, if you see something funny, you gotta take a picture of it nowadays. That's the internet for you. Oh, good, man. But yeah, I mean, that was like where I feel like we were already really, really good friends. Yeah, no, we were definitely really good friends before we started working at BMW. But then
Yep.
getting to spend a bunch of time with each other all the time, and and getting to meet everybody, that's like when it just kind of went exponential.
Yeah. Because we saw each other like every day.
Damn near, yeah. And then we could, we had a lot of the same friends at this point. We could always meet up and go out and do things. Obviously, my school schedule was a lot more stringent, so I couldn't do a lot of things I wanted to, but for the most part, we still made it work. And even now, like I think BMW is the only job where I've really kept friends after working there. It's like when I would see people at Target or like my other jobs, well, I guess my internship too, I kept people there.
Yeah.
But what's up, Mr. Jordan? How you doing? Can you see me? I don't even see me. Anyways.
I have headphones on. You can't hear.
Oh, okay. Well, I said hi. But yeah, the thing is that like it's like I think like the next year is like when we all started really hanging out again and like seeing each other. Obviously timing's tough because we all literally work different jobs now.
Yep.
So it's not like we're all at one place and we can just all go to somewhere else and chill for a little bit or go to something together. But when we can see each other, it's great. I definitely, I will never regret my time at BMW. Sometimes I wonder, like, do I want to go back? But at the same time, school is going to be such a big part of my life in the next couple of weeks that I can't do anything else.
Yeah.
Really. Yeah.
And I don't know if they're very stringent on hours they want to work. They want full-time people, I think.
Yeah, that's probably it too. Because the thing is with working at a dealership, because they don't hire that many people, they're looking for full-time all the time, Like, because if you have that, if we have 10 people in the drive, that's 10 people on payroll, even if it's for a different company or whatever, or like even just contract work, but still, it's a lot, and especially for dealerships now with who aren't buying cars.
I was lucky that they kept me on when I was in high school, only working 2 hours a day, but I worked 6 days a week.
That's true. Yeah, you will.
I was Monday through Saturday.
Yeah, I know, and I think that's what kind of helped because like they found value for you there. It's like, okay, we need someone to help close. We need someone who's good at constantly closing. Yep. So you were good for that, and plus I
was pretty much always consistent. I really never really took time off. Hardly ever.
Yeah, you only ever missed days if you couldn't stand up.
Except for that one Saturday, or no, it was a Friday. I was so thankful. Still thank you. I feel bad I didn't get enough pictures when they provided us 3 convertible BMWs for my homecoming.
Oh yeah,
that was so cool. That I still remember the white M2 40i with cognac interior, black rims, and like a brown roof. The customer still comes in for service, and I still remember that car.
I remember that car came with a flat tire one day. And we were like, "Oh, this is that car."
Yep, I have that VIN down.
That was a great night, dude. And this was after I graduated high school. I mean, yeah, but I think that was really cool. Like, BMW's really opened up a lot of doors. Obviously for you because you've been working there longer, but even for me, just in terms of people that I know, connections that I have now, within the auto industry. So it's like, if I ever need, something taken care of, I know who to ask. I know,
And they've all branched out to other dealerships.
Yeah.
So I have like, oh, I need someone. Oh, I know someone there. I need someone. I know someone there.
Yeah. Or you can find somebody. I think that's the really cool part. Like, I feel like right now I drive a Lexus. If I go to BMW, if I end up buying a BMW in the next few years, and I got BMW people that can help me out. If I go buy another Lexus,
people too.
But yeah, we got Lexus people.
I know 2 Alexis.
Val and they're both there. Okay. Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing is that like I feel like and also just how much you learned about cars.
Mm-hmm.
I got to learn so much about cars. Seeing the undersides of them, seeing what good maintenance looks like, bad maintenance looks like. And just, it made me really appreciate my car that much more. Plus, obviously, like, I feel like that summer I was working so much, the money was great. So, like, being fresh out of, being a college kid, you don't get much time to make money. So that was really cool, just having all that. And I mean, and like, it's also made me appreciate like my tastes more. Like, for me, I didn't, I knew about BMWs because I did my research and I was really want to drive one. But then actually getting behind the wheel of a bunch of different kinds, be it from even the SUVs to the, to the sports cars, it's like, they're all great cars. You really can't go wrong with one unless you buy an X1. But even though, like I would, if my mom was like, I want to get an X1, I'd be like, okay, go for it.
They're much better than that Nissan I drove the other day.
Exactly. The Rogue or whatever?
Sentra.
Oh, yeah.
Sentra, no.
Exactly, dude. I mean,
But, yeah, I still remember the first time I was doing a test drive or a road test.
mhm.
I remember I fell in love with that car. It was a 6 Series, 650. It was a Saturday. Nick was like, "Can you put like 10, 15 miles on this thing?" I'm like,
What?
What?
You want me to drive around? You want me to drive around the dealership? Like, nah, take it out.
I was like, "So how? Like, is it 10 or 15? Like, I don't want to like do more than, or less than I'm supposed to." He's like, "That's fine. Just drive it. We just need to make sure the thing doesn't pop up." Okay. Got in it.
This was Tim and Daniel, by the way. This is before Daniel, like, you know.
I was like,
Yeah.
okay. Then it was a guy in it. It was a Alpine White 650 with the baseball mitt interior.
It was baseball interior one?
Baseball mitt interior and white wood.
Oh my god.
It was so clean. I remember I got on it and I was I don't remember how I did it, but I drove, I want to say, like to my house areas, which is not far from work. Took a couple pictures. I was like, wow, this is so cool. And then I was driving and I was on the highway and just like cruising along. I was like, this thing has so much power.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I think I was like, whoa. So, like, I accidentally hit 70 at one point. I was like, whoa, okay. Like, I need to slow down. Like, this is like way too much. Like, I'm used to the Expedition. Like,
yeah.
do. I was like, whoa. And then I brought it back. I was like, that's so cool. Like, I remember I took pictures of everything on that car, like inside, outside.
I took pictures of a lot of cars early on, dude. I remember.
Yeah.
Like,
I was like, whoa. And now I'm just like, okay. It's
Yeah.
another. But I'm just like, that was like, I still remember that. I'm like, that made me fall in love with the 650. Like,
yeah.
so much power, so refined. That's what it is.
It was that honeymoon feeling, man. I mean, I remember my second day there. I saw this, and you always bug me about this. I saw this frozen gray F80 M3.
Yep.
With 6-speed manual, and I think the red interior. I was like,
F80?
holy! It was an F80. Yeah.
Okay.
It would just look sick. And I was like, dude, like, you know, it's
I know. I had to tell you because you were going way too loud on the service drive. Sometimes I'm like, chill.
Yeah, because like I was like, holy shit, this is one crazy ass car. And
like the one time you had the Porsche, the one time you had the GTS.
So it's been a few times.
Yes.
Okay, but the Porsche, I was told to do it. I didn't.
Not in the service drive when the director's boss was there.
Well, the director got dropped, so you know I don't really.
The boss no longer there.
Really?
He was gone. He left a while ago.
Oh, okay.
And then his replacement was the one that didn't like the other one. And then I guess stuff happened and.
Do you know anything about that? Like, we talked about that off air or no?
I don't know.
Okay, let's figure out. But yeah, man. I mean, but I guess like, you know, over time, you know, I kind of got my BMW heart on, like, you know, softened. Because also, you know, I got to drive like. No, shout out to Kier. I got to drive Kier's M3 a little bit, and like that's like E92 M3 is like.
I still never driven it. He won't let me.
Well, of course he won't, because he thinks you're crazy. Yeah. But I mean, no, but like.
But I've driven every single BMW from at least 2000 and forward.
Yeah, probably.
Every single one.
I haven't driven anything after I left, but I think I've got most of them down.
I've driven every single one.
Yeah, you probably have. From
X1 to X7, Z3, Z4, Z8.
I haven't driven a Z8. I drove an 8 Series though. I think that was the coolest. That was like my third day there.
I have not driven an 8 Series, but that was before 2000.
Oh yeah, I drove the old 8 Series, and that was another thing, dude.
I drove the new 8 Series, A40, A50, M850, M8 Competition.
Yeah, I haven't driven touch any of those. Actually, no, I do drive. I drove an M850.
Okay.
Yeah, because those were coming in right as like my last couple weeks. But yeah, man. I mean, we just like, you know, we had a lot of great stories, and like I feel like we could even just do like 30, not 30, maybe like 10 podcasts on just stories and different days that we had.
Yep.
Just fun experiences, because there's so many. Like, you know, you can go through our Snapchat memories, and majority of them are just from working at BMW.
Yeah.
And just,
Mannheim runs, those were always fun.
Yeah. Wait, well, yeah, you guys got to go to Mannheim, right?
I've never been to Mannheim.
Oh, I thought you guys were driving Mannheim cars with them back.
Nope. We've never driven them back. We always brought them down from the roof, but back then when they had so many i3s.
Yeah,
pulling
go
down
karts,
cars as
man.
fast as we
Go
can.
karts. We were running. We
I
were hustlers.
running up the stairs, like jumping, pushing each other out of the way.
Mhm.
See who could get in the car the quickest, and just
We
like
had
parking them.
timers,
Boom, boom,
man.
boom.
Yeah.
We timed to see how fast we can bring cars down.
Mhm. We broke every speed limit on the damn lot, dude.
Yeah, 5 miles an hour. Yeah, we were 5 in some areas. Once we parked there, stationary, so it balanced out.
But it was really nice, like, you know, getting to drive a bunch of different versions of the same car. Like, I drove so many different E90 335i's. I drove so many different F80 M3s, a lot of those especially. And just kind of like, you know, getting the differences and understanding how different owners take care of their cars.
Yep.
And really what you can do with them. And you get some of my most basic conversations. I remember I got paid for like 35 minutes just to go and sit to talk to a customer about all the different crazy M cars he has collected.
Yep.
You know, there's always a way to, like, you know, move up, and there's, you know, and like for the longest time I was considering, like, look, if I really mess up in school, or if, you know, if life like throws me a curveball and I can't get a job, I'd love to become a tech. You know, obviously it would take a lot more work because, you know, I'm not, like, I got big hands, you know, me no good with tools sometimes, but I'm learning. Like,
these engines are not the most spacious things in the world.
yeah, I mean,
I was just checking my air
Lexus had no
filter today.
space. Yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
I was just checking my air filter today. I'm just like, who designed this? Like, this one clip, you can't fit a screwdriver in there. Like, close it.
It's made for tiny little German hands. And tiny little German
Smaller. It
hands.
has been like a pixie or something like to do that.
Yeah, German engineering, baby. I mean, I think that's what's like most amazing for me is, like, with all the jobs that I've worked, I've learned so many different life skills.
Mhm.
And, you know, and I think that's what the most important thing about working, like, specifically in service, in customer facing jobs,
service.
right? Like,
Yep.
obviously, you know, like who I was the first month I worked at BMW is very different from who I was the last month I worked at BMW.
Yep.
You know, definitely, like, obviously, like, you know, everyone's looking to see what they can get away with, and everyone's looking to see, like, you know, like, just have fun. But, you know, I definitely learned to, like, you know, kind of control my outwardly, control who I am in front of other people.
Yes.
You know, because, you know, I remember I was a little wild kid. I still can be, but for the most part, I feel
when you're
like,
inside, you can be loud outside, just not inside the service area. Because I can still hear, even though I'm in the sales department now, I can still hear some people talking in service because of how loud they can be. I can just imagine how loud you are.
Oh yeah. Are you talking about, like, inside the two?
Just,
okay.
like, talking sometimes, you're just like, wow. I'm just like.
I mean, now you kind of have to. I yell at everybody now because Corona and we're all wearing masks, and we should be.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, there's nothing more that, like, you know, you can ask them just to get really good experiences and make a lot of important mistakes, and, you know, and then just grow from it. Like, you know, I'm always wondering, like, kind of seeing, like, okay, you know, like, what am I gonna do next? Well, what have I learned from this job that can really help me in the future?
Yeah, I have learned a lot. I love my time there, still do every day.
Yeah.
I go there, have fun, meet great people, like, especially the people I work with now, just the ones that are still there from when I started to the new ones that are coming in, whether they're in service or in sales now, since I was part of service for 2.5 years and now going on to a half year now in sales. Like, I know I can connect them all. Like, I know how to communicate between the two of them. Like, do something that sales wants, that service likes to, so I'm not, like, stepping on anyone's toes.
Right.
It works a little bit better since I was in both departments. I feel that they don't hate each other as much as they used to.
Oh yeah, there was always a big back and forth thing, you know.
It was the sales hate service, service hate sales, but
I think once everyone downsized, or the downsize must have been important because, one, I feel like they only kept the best people. So a lot of the people that were outliers, or the people that were,
they kept the ones that have potential, or they kept the ones that they knew that they wanted to, like, stay there a little bit longer, or whatever their reasoning was. They have a strong set.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I feel like they also kind of looked at you and they realized, look, we kind of screwed this guy over a couple times with some bad decisions based on management part or some oversights. So I think they definitely helped it. Whatever it was. And I'm pretty sure someone in sales vouched for you because obviously they should have.
There was.
Yeah, it definitely has to be a couple of vouchers for you because I mean, it's like you said, if you train for a position and you actually don't have a real position anymore, but now you get to do something like inventory management. Like I mean, what is that? Like
My main focus is on used vehicles.
right?
So the entire used fleet is my fleet now.
Oh, okay.
I make sure that pricing is adjusted accordingly, whether that's on our website or on the BMW website for the CPO or other BMW traded vehicles.
Right.
That's my domain. Make sure that they have the one price stickers on there for AutoNation, year stickers, barcodes when they come by and do inventory. Each one has the proper barcode.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
So it's a lot of information keeping and whatnot.
Yes. Thank you.
Oh, lunchtime. Nice. What you eating? Hot dog and
I have hot dogs, some curly fries,
nice,
some
strawberries.
strawberries.
Wow. Oh, actually, so someone, if whoever's watching this, make sure you clip this. This is Daniel Jordan eating food.
Uh-huh. Oh.
I gotta tell you some funny stories about Daniel, man. For the longest time, this fool did not eat. I remember
I actually
this is
have a story
back to
for
high
you.
school, man. Back to
I have
high
a story
school?
from yesterday about food.
What?
I told one of my coworkers I've never had a burger.
Did you finally have a burger?
No.
Oh.
So she told my manager. My manager was like, "What?" So he DoorDashed me a burger.
You didn't eat it, did you?
No. I
Oh,
wasn't hungry. I had a late lunch. I told both of them I'm not hungry. And yeah, he ordered.
You just have to take one bite. One bite, you know the rules.
No.
Dude, oh my god. Like literally, burgers are like among one of my like top 2 favorite foods. That and steak. But the fact when I heard Daniel never had a burger, I was like, Daniel, you are the epitome of American kid. You never had a burger. I was, that's shocking. But I mean, Daniel would literally go like, this was back when he was a much smaller person. What the Daniel that started at BMW in 2017 looks nothing like the person you see right now. Like, you definitely grown up and matured, like, both emotionally and also physically. And the thing is that like you were a lot smaller, and I was like, does this kid ever even eat?
No.
The best part was that like you went like 18, 19 hours without eating a single thing during multi week. Because you woke up, because I think you woke up late that morning, and you were gonna come pick me up because we had to be there early. You came to pick me up. I don't think you ate anything that day. And then lunchtime comes around. I think we're doing work. After school comes around, we're still doing work. And I remember, I didn't even know Vivian doing.
Now, if I do that, I get the massive headache. I did that the other day.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
I woke up. I wasn't hungry, so I think I had some strawberries. Came home from lunch, trying to work on my car. I had, I think, a V8 like drink, and then like I got home with the worst headache in the world.
Yeah, dude. I mean, for me, I
wish I could still do that.
Yeah, I was eating a lot. BMW made me fat though. Yeah, BMW made me so fat because a lot of the times, like the advisors would be like, "Hey, we're like, well, where should we go eat?" And they're like, "You know what? Let me throw an order in too." So you end up buying a lot more food. I was spending a good amount on food. Now I'm eating a lot healthier. I lost a bunch of weight. I feel good about it. But back then, because you're just in the grind, right? Like I used to, everything was right over there. So I could just place an order on my phone. I could dip out, be back in 5 minutes, and then eat in 5 minutes.
No, that's why I love where I work still. And that's the reason I don't want to leave, is because I live so close to work. I just pop home for lunch. So I can eat whatever is here to save money.
Yeah, dude. I mean, even me, like, for like even right now, like I'm skateboarding distance from my job. So I can, it is honestly such a godsend because I can literally leave like 5 minutes before my shift starts and I don't got to worry about nothing. Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, I mean, let's see. I think we kind of touched on everything. I mean, we mostly talk about ourselves, and like, I feel like this is a good intro to a podcast.
Yeah.
I mean,
we just need the other 2 people.
Yeah.
Are
supposed
probably
to be on here. What can viewers expect?
What excuse?
What can viewers expect out of this podcast? So we're definitely going to upload this on one of the channels, and then we're going to have to send it to people.
Either car news, music news, stories. If anyone needs finance stuff, I'm very into personal financing, but I'm just a guy on the internet, so don't take anything I take 100% with a.
Invest in Boxlight right now. Boxlight's about to go up because they are They are a.
You're not responsible for any loss of money. We're
Yeah,
just people on the internet.
Shit. Well, now we got to do a disclaimer. Because disclaimer time.
Disclaimer: we're not responsible for anything.
Yeah, we're not responsible for
Any money lost. But if you make some,
you know what we gotta
can
do
always
next
hit us up
time?
with
Yo,
donations.
I'm gonna add this to our next podcast. I want to talk about Forex people. I can go on like an hour-long rant about how I hate Forex people.
What?
Forex, foreign exchange.
Like, oh, I thought fat people. Like 4X. Like,
I didn't know you.
I was like, oh, that's no bueno.
No, we're not, I'm not talking about fat people, man. Fat people know they're fat. Come on. I gotta tell them again.
So felt bad. That
No,
one technician. Yeah. I was like, that 3 Series looks like really crooked.
That
and then he
was
got
so
out and he went,
funny, dude. That was the funniest shit. Yeah, because so we were the service drive. One of our techs, a little bit big bone, he was sitting in the car, and Daniel's like, oh, "Why does the suspension look so weird?" I'm like, "Dude, he's in there." And Daniel's like, "Oh shit!" And then he gets out. What?
I only noticed when he got out. I didn't hear what you said. I was like, that car looks really like it's like super leaning.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not a little bit. It was like super leaning.
You know,
and then
funny?
It just went bonk. I'm just like, oh, it was because he was in there.
He was working on it was a total E93 M3 with a mess up. The entire suspension was destroyed, I think, in like a crash or like it hit a curb hella hard or something. So the entire suspension was shot. It was like $30K to replace it. And then I remember someone in the shop said, I wonder if Kurt made it worse by sitting in it. You were like, damn. Oh wow. Okay, whatever. I don't even know if he works there anymore. But if he does, he does. He does work there. Yeah. Anyways, man. I mean, it's about a good hour of pod. So
Yeah.
should we call it right now, or what should we do? You got anything else?
If you want. One thing I do want to add. So how much we love BMW and have been talking good about them. One thing that kind of annoyed me, but I guess I should have seen coming. Android Auto is not coming to all iDrive 7 systems, even though they said they were. It's only coming to 2020s anywhere.
They screwed you, huh?
Uh-huh.
They snaked you right there.
I looked online. I was like, maybe it is, but then when mine worked,
oh my god,
for that like minute it did, it wasn't populating. I was like, oh,
that sucks, dude. Time to trade up. Honestly, you know what's funny about you? I would not
bring it in right now. Here you go.
No, you know what's funny about you? I would not be surprised if you somehow scooped up the money in a couple of years to pick up a G80 M3. I don't know if those are going to get pushed back or not, but with you, I can never tell.
They're still on schedule.
Okay, but still.
Because right now they just shut down the factory again to prepare for the i4 coming out. No, I've already said my either next car is going to be a manual or an electric.
Manual or an electric?
Yep.
That's another thing. I do want to get into a manual car because I remember every time, obviously, you're probably used to them now because you see a bunch of manuals all the time. But like for me, it's like, hopping into a manual car was always, fun.
Not that much more anymore since I'm in sales.
Oh yeah, you're doing a lot of newer cars. Yeah, but I remember one time one of the texts was like, hey, the battery on the C46 is dying. I need you to drive it around until the customer gets here. So I literally did like 10 laps around the dealership blocks. I couldn't really take it anywhere else. So I just threw it, and it was honestly really good practice. E46s, they're pretty forgiving when it comes to clutch. So, I got really good at that.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, honestly, that, I can't wait to see where this podcast takes us. Obviously I don't know where it's going to go, how long we're going to do it, but we'll see. It's going to be fun.
People are.
What? Oh yeah, but I mean, honestly, we can hold the podcast by ourselves. We do talks like this all the time. I think the funny part is Daniel and I could have started a podcast back when we first met each other, but it's just like hard to. I guess we didn't have the idea to. Like we could have been doing this forever ago.
Yeah, and now since we actually have the idea with 4 people, but we're only having 2 right now because one's building a chicken coop and one's probably painting his RC car.
Asleep.
That too.
Yeah, honestly, I feel sleeps a lot. But yeah, shout out to our other homies. Wish you guys could be here. If not, we're just gonna take over the podcasting world. And yeah, I mean, once we once we get a bit more professional and we get mics set up and everything, it'll sound even better.
And not use a smartphone with some headphone mics, eating
I
outside.
mean, I'm using my inbuilt MacBook mic, but
I'm
oh
using
my
this
god,
one.
I fucking douche. I just said MacBook instead of laptop. Anyways,
Sorry,
yeah.
my Asus Cooler Master Intel Corsair fractal design computer thing is also
How much was your build
crafting
again? How much? 1500? 16?
15.
15? Okay.
I'm surprised. Like, I was expecting my computer to need to be replaced, but I built this thing before I started working at BMW.
I thought you built it around the same time.
Nope. I built it and worked at BMW to pay myself back.
Oh, damn.
So this computer's over 3 years old, and I have never had a problem with it. It's blue screen on me once, probably, maybe twice.
And that was because you were overclocking it early and trying things out, right?
No, the first time I was messing with the overclocks. The second time, I think it was just hot.
Oh, okay.
It was a hot day out.
Because your room doesn't get that much airflow, does it?
No.
Okay, that's probably why.
And also, I had my 15,000 Chrome tabs open.
Yeah, honestly, I'm seriously considering building a PC now. And honestly, I might just build one similar to yours. I don't know if I probably will go Intel because I want to, but I know Ryzen's are really good. So we'll see. I mean,
My
again,
Plex server is Ryzen,
the Plex server is Ryzen.
and I've never had a problem with it.
I mean, but see, also like when you start paying for CPUs, they both can be good. Like you're not gonna have like an unreliable CPU. It's honestly personal preference and then how much you can afford. When it comes to a lot of components are just like everyone makes it like, oh, this one's so much better, but like it at the end of the day, you're still gonna run Windows on it, so you're losing it regardless.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
unless you do Hackintosh.
I was looking at that. I was seriously looking at doing Hackintosh.
It's hard now.
It's even harder. It's so much harder.
It's so much harder now because of what Apple did.
Yeah. Plus, now they're moving to Apple Silicon anyways. And honestly, that's another thing. Like, by the time I get into, I start making, like, serious money that I can start buying whatever the hell I want whenever I want, probably by then, Apple Silicon is going to be, like, the new standard. I might just end up going back to Mac and buying a Mac Mini or something for home.
And it looks pretty promising, considering what they're doing with smartphones right now.
Yeah. See my phone all the way, man. I mean, I do.
Honestly, no. I really like the Galaxy Fold 2.
You're going back to Samsung?
No, I want to keep this one probably for another year.
Okay.
I haven't had a problem with it. I have not felt the slowdown.
Wait, so how many phones have you had since 2016? You had
I've had 4 phones.
4 phones?
I've had 4 phones.
Pixel.
Since I got phones.
Oh, since you got phones. Okay, so
it was an LG Extrovert, Note 3, Pixel 1, Pixel 3 XL, or Pixel 1 XL, Pixel 3 XL.
Okay, actually, no, going back now, I've had a lot more phones than that. I had like an LG 160, which is like a flip phone. I had a Samsung.
And they all still work and all turn on.
Okay, I can't say the same about mine. I had I don't even know what the LG is at this point. That was back when I was in Canada because I needed that in the 4th grade when I was taking the public transit to school. I had
none of them have cracked screens.
Nice. I have a Samsung Gravity, which is it's got like a little flip keyboard, like you go with a slider. That shit was so cool back in like 7th grade. I think from there.
Mine a slider too.
Oh, from there I had a Samsung Galaxy S4G. So it wasn't like an S1. It was like a traditional S1, but it was like one of the many. Samsung released like 10 phones at that time. It was just one of
They still do.
Yeah, but this one specifically had 4G really early on, before it got renamed to LTE or whatever. And then my next phone after that was the iPhone 6, and then I kept that iPhone 6 lasted me literally
a long time.
3 or 4 years actually. Yeah, 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
I had that one for 4 years, and then I finally got the 10s. And honestly, I think that's my favorite thing about these is that I know I can keep this phone provided I don't lose it or break it until for at least another 3 years. At least. And that's if things so. The only reason I replaced my 6 to begin with was because the screen started to fail on me. But
I've noticed my out of all the phones, my Pixel 1 that I still use for like content consumption because it actually has a proper headphone jack.
Yeah,
has been really the battery's been all over the place. Like I have to keep it plugged in.
Yeah.
Almost the entire time.
Jesus.
And the battery percentage isn't accurate. It will go from 100% to 80% and then dies. I plug it in, turn it on right away, and it's at 3% charging.
Oh my god. it might honestly there might just be some background process running or something.
I don't know. I might just do a factory reset because I don't use it, but I still have stuff on there that I'll
Remember
probably
you
just take
crashed your
off.
phone because you had too many Bluetooth devices attached to it?
Oh, I've done that multiple times.
Yeah, because you're an idiot.
I did it on my Pixel 1 3 times and this one twice.
Honestly, I think at this point we start to wrap it up because we can literally be talking here for the 2 hours.
Yeah.
All right, man. That was the first episode, the inaugural
See ya.
episode of Law of Attraction.
Or whatever it is.
Yeah, unnamed
Bucket
podcast
Boizz.
for now.
Insert professional podcast name here.
Yeah, but I feel like if it's just gonna be us, it should just be the Law of Attraction, like we initially did the design, because we had this idea for about a year now.
You had the idea.
No, we had this idea because I said, "Hey, let's do a podcast," and you were like, "I'm down," and then we're finally getting around to it.
Yeah.
All right, man. This has been the inaugural episode of whatever the hell this podcast name is. My name's Brian. Thank you guys for joining us. If you guys got any cool ideas or comments, or if you want to be a guest on the show, hit one of us up. On all my socials are Atlas Noir Music. Daniel's socials, Ford Power 7, and Daniel _J_, I believe.
2 underscores. Do the car one, whatever it is. I think it's Ford Power 7.
Ford Power 7, yeah. All right, guys. See you in the next one.
Yeah. Drive safe.
Pause this recording.